I'm Stephen Shaw, I'm 21 years old, and I'm going to be blind for 48 hours. I'm looking forward to this. I think that these projects, these social experiments where you put yourself in an extreme circumstance, I think that's kind of interesting. Some of the things I'm interested to find out: will I feel distressed or will I feel trapped in a world where, I can't see, I can't operate like a normal person or like the average person would? How will playing music be affected? How will life be different not being able to see? So it's the end of day one. I've been blind for about 6 hours now. I've been in my room for the most part, and so feeling a little bit comfortable in the environment that I knew when I was sighted. I'm feeling pretty good mentally, emotionally, physically. Although getting around is definitely a chore, and everything that I need to do, getting from one place to the other, is kind of disorienting sometimes. I definitely am feeling at around 100%, the same as I was 6 hours ago. I just woke up about 5 minutes ago, and this sucks. Already it's like set in that I can't get up and just go to the bathroom. My phone went off, can't check that. The whole day is daunting, and I definitely feel like staying in would be better. But I'm going to challenge myself for the purpose of this and go out. I'm feeling much better than I did earlier today. I have showered, made my bed, brushed my teeth, used the bathroom, gotten dressed, all on my own, and it hasn't taken much longer than it would on a regular day, so that's encouraging. I found that it's easy to remember where things are when I put them down. Like I know exactly where the cane is, and I know exactly where my glasses are at all times, and other things that are around the room. When I put them down, it's like it's a mental marker that they're there, and that I can just go back to that marker and find them, as long as I can navigate around the room. So that's definitely been a positive of not being able to see where things are. So we just got back from an outing to a restaurant. The car there was kind of interesting. Rather than just turning, everything felt like it was shifting. I felt like I was off balance and kind of like going up a roller coaster sideways. I couldn't tell which way was which, and what direction we were necessarily moving at all times. Sometimes when we were stopped, it felt like I was moving backwards, and I couldn't explain that. Walking into the restaurant was an interesting experience because walking through all these people that you can hear all around you, you feel really self-conscious about everything that's going on. You don't know where you are, you don't know which direction, and so you don't know necessarily if you're going to bump into someone or just smash into something, and so it's difficult in that sense if you don't have someone guiding you. It's also interesting the sounds that are going on around. When there is constant chatter 360 degrees around you, you can't quite pick things out. It's just kind of like a lot of noise, and since you can't see anything to distract you, the noise definitely is amplified, and you can really feel it. Eating the meal was also a chore. I had to find the food on the plate. It was different from my past experiences with that particular dish, and so I had to kind of have a new experience and figure things out for the first time. Interacting with the waitress was also different than I realized it would be. Not being able to make eye contact with someone and not being able to see if someone's addressing you, it's a little bit difficult, but I felt that she was extremely accommodating, and I was definitely appreciative and pleasantly surprised at that. It's been 24 hours since losing my sight, and I'd be lying if I said I wish this wasn't over. I just want to open my eyes and be able to see everything again, be able to do the things that I could do before. I know I've still got an entire day ahead of me, and so that's feels like a mountain already. I'm going to be very grateful when this is over, because something as important as this, I never realized just how important it is. Seeing what you're doing, being able to have that simple ability that a lot of people take for granted. So I'm preparing for tomorrow, but I'm expecting it to be just as much of a challenge as it was today. So it's 1:45 in the morning. We just walked in from being at a friend's place across campus for most of the night. We left at 10, and then before I knew it, it was now. So I just have no concept of time or time in between being places. This day has definitely had its ups and downs. I'm exhausted after a full 24 hours of living like this. So I'm eager to see if the last part of this project turns out to be me settling into this type of lifestyle, or if it just keeps mounting. And I'm not sure, we'll find out. I'm over this too. I'm freaking exhausted. I just want to sleep and not leave here tomorrow. So I woke up this morning feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. Wasn't as lousy at all. I felt like I could take on a lot more challenging things and not have to worry about as many things as yesterday. I was able to do everything better than I could do it yesterday, minus a struggle in finding the shirt that I wanted. Everything worked out pretty well this morning, so I'm looking forward to these last few hours. Playing music is probably one of the more satisfying things that I found that I can still do while blind. Because I had those skills before when I was sighted, it's just a matter of putting the instrument in my hand, and then we're sitting in front of it and then just playing it. Nothing has changed. I don't necessarily need my eyes, it's all about hearing it, so it's a totally different experience. Listening to music is also something that's still very much enjoyable without sight. The record player is a little difficult to navigate at first when you can't see what you're doing, because it's such a physical form of listening to music, but I still enjoy it just as much, not being able to see what's going on as I could when I could see. One thing I was really blown away about was how my concept of time is just non-existent. When I sat down to start playing the electric drum set, it felt like I was only playing for maybe 20 minutes or so, and then later on I was told that I was playing for over an hour. So it just goes to show you that you really have no concept of time or time passing or what's going on around you when you can't see what's happening. Everything is just very much sped up in time. So it's now been 48 hours, and I am more than ready to get these patches off because I've had just about enough of this. So here we go. I hope I don't have some kind of crazy light sensitivity. Ow. This is very weird, to say the least, being able to see after 48 hours. incredibly disorienting, and I feel pretty dizzy right now. I guess in terms of actually living without light or knowing where you are, you get used to the darkness a lot quicker than I thought you would. Everything is just kind of, you don't know what's around you, and you get okay with that, and you learn your way around. I didn't realize that coming out of that so quickly and would be this jarring and disorienting, because I'm still dizzy and unbalancing. When looking back on it, I think the most difficult thing was getting around in places where you're not familiar. When I was at the restaurant, it was very difficult to find my way around. Unless I had somebody there the entire time directing me, it was a really nerve-wracking thing, because you don't know if you're gonna bump into somebody, and that's probably the most conscious thing about it, is not wanting to bother other people. What I took away from the experience, I definitely have a new appreciation for sight and for being able to see. It isn't something that would be easy to live without, even for 48 hours. And so it's something that I definitely took for granted, not having it taken away at some point in my life. And I definitely have a renewed appreciation for it.